up on my pressure, okay? Okay. We'll begin our pre-event massage on Leslie, a swimmer, with the shoulder. I'm going to start with some compression into the pectoralis major and minor and out over the anterior head of the deltoid, and then I'll just give that a nice dose of circular friction. Notice we're working much faster now than in post-event massage. And down the bicep muscles. We really want to warm this shoulder capsule up nice, so we'll give that. I'm doing deep friction here. I'm sliding the skin. I'm not sliding on the skin. Really warm that shoulder up. Did I get nice and warm in there? Yeah. And down to the forearms, we'll do our compression into the flexor muscles, and then our circular friction. And then do our compression into the extensor muscles. And our circular friction. Loosen up the wrist and shake the arm out. I'm going to take us through a nice range of motion now. Just relax and let me have the arm. That's it. All that tension out of there. Stretch that rotator cuff just a little bit here. Yeah, okay. And then we'll finish with some Dakota. And since she's going to be swimming, the water might be cold, we'll finish with some superficial friction. And a nice little jostle down the arm. How'd that arm feel now? Good, yeah. And now we're down to the legs. We'll spend as much emphasis on the legs as we are doing our compression stroke. A nice rhythm to remember this with is the Mickey Mouse Club theme. That's a nice rhythm to keep you going. And then do our circular friction here. And put the leg down. We'll pick up the adductors on the other side here with our compression. 3 times over that. And then we'll add our circular friction to that area. We'll do our circular friction on the quadriceps, and now some nice jostling. And a little bit of petrissage. Warm up this knee with deep friction. That getting warm? Okay. And here. All right. And there we go. And now we'll go down to the anterior compartment, using the heel of my hand now to compress into that anterior tibialis, and stepping back to treat the peroneus muscle, and giving those a nice dose of circular friction. Okay. Take the ankle through some circumduction, nice range of motion here, and then we'll take the hip through a nice stretch. Notice I'm keeping my arm out straight. I have nice control over the hip, holding her foot here. Lets me put a nice stretch on that without straining myself at all. And now we'll do a little jostling and shaking and finish off the Let's try all our friction to generate heat in the tissue. Okay, we'll come over to the other leg. And now we'll do compression on the quadriceps. Make sure you spread your pressure out evenly over the whole palm of the hand. Quadriceps seem to be a little more sensitive, and they don't like the heel of the hand digging into them. I'll do the lateral side of the leg. This time I won't bring the leg up. Whichever way is fine. This does hyperextend my wrist a little bit, so I'll use my loosely clenched fist to do my circular friction on the iliotibial tract and tensor fasciolata muscles, and down the vastus lateralis. I'll reach across and pick up the adductor muscle on the other side. I do this so that I'm in good body mechanics in my lunge position. You don't want to be compressing this way to do your adductors. That's very hard on your shoulders and back. Okay, and now do our circular friction. Be sure to warm up the detachments of rectus femoris up there on the pelvis, AIIS. And now we'll do our petrissage stroke. Do a vertical petrissage. Shake that out a little bit, come down to the knee. Okay, would that get warm? All right, here. Okay. Yeah. Now our compression into anterior tibialis. And peroneus longus brevis. And some circular friction on those. And circumduction of our ankle. And now a nice range of motion of the hip joint. And place it back down. I'll do my palmar friction, load things up, and some component. Stay out on the anterior and lateral compartments. Don't be depotaming on, percussioning, whatever, on the tibia.
He's the expert.
Okay. And now we'll come up through the shoulder, and now we're up to the other shoulder. Compression on the pec major and minor, and over anterior deltoid, and now a nice circular friction, and another circular friction on deltoid, and the shoulder capsule, subscapularis tendon, bicep tendons, anterior deltoid. Get a nice move in there. And that's where we want it. And down our bicep muscle, and right on down into the flexor. Work the whole arm as a unit here, and then do my circular friction. Put the palm down and do the extensor muscles. Keep my tempo up. And now we'll shake this arm out and take it through a nice range of motion. We shake it out good here. Stretch it across this way. We can stretch it up this way. Okay, and we'll finish with some depotum on that arm. And she's ready to roll over. Gradually face down, we'll now begin our compression of the back of the scapula, the infraspinatus and teres major and minor. I'm going to add a little twist to this now, and come out over tricep. Do my compression, and add a little fishtail in there. I'm going to do some petrissage on this tricep muscle, and come down and warm up these epicondyles here. I get a nice warm in the elbow. Yeah, and I want to do some compression now on latissimus dorsi, and do my circular friction, the important muscle in swimming. I'll hit a little bit of these paraspinal muscles, just warm them up with a little circular friction, and get into the whole back a little bit with some circular friction on quadratus lumborum. Then I'm going to knead out the upper trapezius with some petrissage here. Warm up the shoulders, and loosen up the back of her neck just a little bit. And work that arm a little bit. And now I'm going to come down to the hips. This is where I can use one hand on top of the other, keeping up my tempo. Working the lower hip, gluteus maximus and rotators from this angle, and then turning out and working the lateral part of the hip using a loosely clenched fist if that's too much hyperextension for the wrist. This is a nice place to add the twist to the compression stroke, and then do our circular friction on the hip and on down into the hamstring. Now I'm going to combine my twisting compression here. Both the in and out and the twisting at the bottom of the stroke. Just decide what you choose to use where. A little straight compression and some jostling. We'll do some petrissage now. And some more jostling. And down to the calf with my compression. And now compression with a twist. And compression. And compression with a twist. Circular friction. And petrissage on the calf. We can take this knee through a little range of motion here, and warm up the Achilles tendon with some palmar friction or some deep friction moving the skin. Finish off with our deployment. Jostling and our palmar friction. That nice and warm? All right, great. Round to the other leg. And so I'm doing my compression with a twist at the bottom now. Warm up this calf. If you need to do circular friction, we'll warm up this Achilles tendon while I'm here. And when that gets nice and warm in there, Leslie. All right, great. And then I'll do my exercise here. And come fist for this. Spare your wrists and change hands regularly. And now let's do our lifting and broadening stroke on this thigh. Show you what that looks like here. Yeah, okay. And a regular pet dressage and shake that leg out good. Now we'll come up to the hip and do our compression stroke. And use my fist and add a little fishtail at the bottom here, or I could do my straight in and out stroke. And nice vigorous circular friction. Going up all around that greater trochanter and down on the back of the femur. Maximus attaches, and now my percussion. Warm it up well, and perfection. Really finish it off. And now we'll come up to the low back.
I don't know.
Warm up just about nice and warm.
It's me too.
Compressions of the paraspinal muscles, and then some compression on latissimus dorsi, and some circular frictions. Really warm that lat up nicely and spread those fibers. And now I'm up to the shoulder. I'm going to support the shoulder joint, do compression over the back of the scapula in the rhomboid area. And now my circular friction over the back of that scapula and rhomboids. An arm off the table here, and we'll do our compression on tricep. And circular friction on tricep, some nice jostling and shaking. And now we'll put her arm at her side so I can really get at those tendons of the rotator cuff and warm that shoulder up nice. How's that feeling? All right, great. Okay, and now some pulling on this layer. And more going everywhere. Nice side, nice shoulder, form palmar friction, warm up those paraspinals, and tapping on the head. Finish off, a little percussion all over the place, and some whipping. And she should be ready to go swimming.
You look so proud of yourself.